I am Hussaini Umar from Aminci Radio in Kano, Nigeria. Investigating underage cryptocurrency mining was both challenging and deeply rewarding. The biggest hurdle was gaining access to these young miners. Many were hesitant to talk, fearing consequences. Translation between local dialect also proved difficult, and verifying complex cryptocurrency operations required extensive research. But what made it all worthwhile was the trust these children eventually placed in me. When they opened up, sharing their dreams of helping their parent, it wasn't just a story anymore. It became a human connection. Those moments of genuine interaction were the most enjoyable part of my journey. Looking ahead, these experiences has shown me how critical it is to tell children's stories in Africa with patience and understanding. I hope my work inspires journalists to dig deeper, to take time building trust, and to amplify young voices that often go unheard. Because when we give children the space to speak, they help us understand our world in profound new ways.
Hello there, my name is Ayebare, Cinderella from Uganda. I'd love to thank Media Monitoring Africa for giving me this opportunity to write about children. My story focuses on refugee child-headed families in Kiiza settlement, showcasing their determination and strength amidst the hardships they face. My multimedia series aims to shift the narrative from suffering to empowerment through journalism. However, I had challenges while documenting this story. Some of these stories were really emotional, and accessing some of these officials was really hard. But I made sure I brought out the voices of these refugee children. And we had a positive feedback from the Prime Minister's office. When they saw my story online, they decided to broaden their help to the child-headed refugee family.
Being a finalist of Elihle Awards has been quite a turning point in my career. It has made me aware of the need to include children in our storytelling and our reporting. Since then, I've been very deliberate in ensuring that I have voices of underrepresented communities, including children, in most of the stories that I do. The challenge that I got is getting to remove the adult hat and coming down to the level of children, getting them to tell their stories. But we had very, very invaluable mentorship, which helped me navigate that. Getting as well government authorities to speak on the structural failures was quite a challenge, but then I had to rely on documents such as the Constitution to point out how children have been failed in Kenya in the eye of things. All in all, it has been quite a journey, quite a learning curve, and I am hoping that more journalists can get to be part of the Elihle Awards in the future.
My name is Kiiza. My story about how policies and climate change affects children with albinism in Uganda in terms of journalism impact practice. My story, collaboration with the community voices and experts on the subject matter. The four aspects: the primary source, the secondary source, and the experts. The story with an international angle, voice of the children and quotation of the children. This story gives a deeper understanding of storytelling, a great narrative. Of the challenges I faced families for the children with albinism, it wasn't easy for them to let you discuss, maybe share with the children in the fear of misconceptions, stigma, and the mispresentation of the facts. But later, it was a long process to gain trust, gain their trust and to allowing me to share with the children. But in the process of sharing with the children, the story was interesting. However, was the sad part and the other good part, and it was interesting. Decided to open up and share whatever they go through during school time, in community, and anything related to their story. They shared it openly, and it was interesting. The other part was interesting. The other part was this part of sadness. Yeah, those were some of the challenges and the interesting part when I was doing this story. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Nicole Tau. My recent story covered the harsh reality of corporal punishment in Lesotho schools, a topic that is difficult but vital to address. Now, I really hope that my work encourages a more nuanced, more creative, innovative storytelling about children across Africa, where we push beyond the traditional ways of covering stories and make sure that our work is engaging, far-reaching, and well-researched, while ensuring that our approaches are child-centered and compassionate. Developing the story came with its own challenges. This isn't a popular topic, and so it can be very divisive. And so one of the challenges that I came across was in talking to the parents of whose children were victims of corporal punishment, because they were afraid of victimization. Otherwise, this journey has been fulfilling. To be able to shed such a light on this issue has been something else, and to know that my stories have led to meaningful dialogue, engagement, and change, positive change. And so I'm hoping that sharing experiences like this will lead to a wider impact that goes beyond special initiatives like Elihle Awards. And so thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Okello Ojara from Uganda. It was a great pleasure that my work was chosen among the top 6 finalists, and doing this story was so amazing. And I hope by so doing this story, it will really change the narrative of telling story about children and how we look about young people in the country. Children are underlooked, and sometimes the coverage is minimum. And looking forward, I think it will be better for journalists to move forward to cover children issues, and will inspire other young journalists in the country and Africa, that we can change the narrative of covering children and bringing children's stories to life. So by telling this story, I feel it will really change the narrative of people around me and around the continent, to change the way they tell story about children, the way they can put children in the story, the way they can bring children to light. This will change the narrative around journalism. Our journalism used to be problems. We don't provide solutions to what we do. And I met a lot of challenges during pursuing this story. Some sources are hard to reach, and I tried as much as possible to include their voices in my story. I have to went as far as talking to the traffic and get some data from them, which was very hard for me to get that. But I thank God I managed to get that. The story was so amazing, and I feel other journalists have to take away of putting children in their story. The children's voices have to be heard. We shouldn't also look at other only aspects, but we also should look at how we can incorporate children's voices in our journalism work, day-to-day work, and we let their voices be heard. This is Okello Ojara from Uganda. Thank you very much.